Peace and love, gratitude, prosperity, abundance to everybody viewing. Yeah, just the continuation of our move from Atlanta to Dallas, Texas. Atlanta, Georgia, by the way, because there is an Atlanta, Texas, for those that don't know. Yeah, so as y'all know, yesterday we moved out of our home. We hit the road, stopped in Memphis, Tennessee. That's where my grandmother resides, and I saw my grandmama, spent time with her, and spent time with my uncle too. And after that, we headed to my parents' home. That's where we're at now, spending 2 days here before going to our new home in Dallas. So it's like the only time you ever see me really drinking out of plastic bottles is when we're on the road. But that Ozarka, you know what I mean? Really good water. They not branding me or anything like that. No deals or anything. But either way, I'm just sitting out here. You'll probably hear noises here and there because there's construction going on. There used to be a whole tree line out here, and now they tore the trees down, man. And that's one of the negative sides to capitalism. I mean, I ain't gonna really get into that too much, but you know, it used to just be such an amazing feeling to come home and then just like at night look at the stars, or in the day to see the trees, all the greenery. And it's like a layer of filter protection for, breathing and things of that nature. It's always good feng shui, at least in my opinion, to have some type of tree line or trees surrounding the home. But anyway, just kind of getting on here to give y'all an update, talk to y'all a little bit about what's going on. The process in moving, as y'all know, for those who have moved before, it's a journey, and it's a lot of things you have to do. That's why I'm very grateful to have a partner that is very organized. She fills in all the gaps because there's so much that needs to be done. But we work together very well. And yeah, today I'm just out here basking in the sun. It's a beautiful day. It's like 66 degrees, like maybe lower 70s by now. I mean, it feels amazing out here. I was even out here last night, dark, just sitting out in the darkness, just sitting out here because it felt so good. And that's one of the things that I'm grateful to experience again, because I feel like at the home in Atlanta, it was a beautiful home. We had a beautiful balcony, but it's just such a better, I don't know. I always like just having, our backyard was sloped, you know what I mean? So it kind of had a divot, and there really wasn't much space to kind of just sit out or, walk in the grass and just kind of chill, ground as much, it just wasn't as comfortable. So it's really cool to be out here visiting family. They do a lot to take care of their yard and create an ambiance that's very warm and feels safe, and it feels good to be in that space, visiting your folks. Yeah, as we're moving, I think it still hasn't really hit yet that I'm not gonna be returning back to Atlanta. Normally is a trip, you know what I mean, and you go and then you just go back home in a week or 2 weeks or whatever. And in this situation, it's we're going to a whole new space. And so internally I have these unidentified feelings, and I feel them, and I'm just taking time to allow them to process. Oftentimes, when we're feeling things, at least for me, if you've ever studied human design, I'm a triple split by design. So the energy systems in my body are split in 3 pathways. And sometimes it's beneficial to sit back and allow things to process through the days with stillness, because when we get into a space, at least for me, if I get into a space to where I'm having a lot of internal movement and I'm forced to do a lot of external work or things at a time, it can convolute the sign or the message that is being sent to me, that's being received, processing, what's going on. And so, oftentimes in consumeristic environments, people are always wondering, what's next for you? What are you doing? What is going on? Blah. And unknowingly, they're projecting, their sense of urgency onto you. And yes, it's important to have a viewpoint of where you're going, where the destination is that you plan to go, the path it takes to get there. But in life, oftentimes we've been programmed that we have to keep moving. And what some of us forget is that even in stillness, there's still motion. You know, when we're being still, our organs are still moving. The blood in the veins is still moving. The breath is still happening. So stillness is like a form of motion, but it's not what a lot of people in a capitalistic mindset would consider productive or productivity. However, I suggest we challenge that narrative. You know, that's why it's important to sit out in nature, because you start to appreciate the process that nature goes through, the systems. You know, have some beautiful plants here. This beautiful succulent plant that has grown. It's like, you know, succulents typically be so small when you see them in stores. This plant started off some shape or form, some type of seed, or, you know, very small. And what seems like stillness has created something so beautiful. The trees, when we see acorns and all these seeds, you know, what seems so small and minuscule creates something so large and vast. When you ever look at a lake and you drop a rock in the lake, that small rock sends ripples throughout the lake. So we've constantly observed how little to no motion creates grand experiences, or, you know, grandiose things, magnificent things, fascinating things that we can view. So I'm here to say that within our journeys of self, it's important to incorporate both aspects of motion, whether it be stillness or high movement. And we'll just say, for lack of better terms, movement. They both are needed. So that's why I'm glad to spend this time with my parents at their home, because when I come here, it's a space conducive for that, for the stillness. It's like if you've ever seen like a particle beam and it charges up before they have to shoot it, before the laser is released, it charges. And I feel like this is a great place to recharge, you know, because going to Dallas is a whole new city, a whole new environment, a whole different set of rules, politics, laws, and I'm excited to explore those things. But I'm also excited to explore it in the best version of myself. And I can't show up in the best version of myself when I have too many thoughts in my head, when I'm anxious. You know, I can still be great. Don't get me wrong, I can still be great with thoughts in my head and, you know, being that way, but it's not the most optimal. So I just wanted to share that with you all, how important stillness is within our experiences of life and how they can provide clarity to the moment. With that being said, thank y'all for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all of those good things, and you know, stay tuned for the next one. Peace.